jump just to check vision, just to check the positions here of Cerberus Esports. That gives more opportunities here for NAOS Esports other than the head-on team fighting. They can cripple down the forces here of Cerberus Esports and then slowly take over. Now the responses are the Evelyn and the Ashe being taken away. Some global pressure just removed here by both sides.
Yeah, for the side of CES, I believe they could ban away the Lucian if ever they want to, considering still a possibility for the Aatrox to go into the jungle. Well, it's a top lane if Vi gets picked up. Because the thing is, now as Esports is still lacking on that early game possibility when it comes to these team fights. Aatrox and Zoe does not scale in the early 5 minutes onto the matchup. You need that first item coming into Zoe possibility for the Luna and Sekko if you want that burst damage potential. So NAOS could still pick up the Lucian here if ever they want to go for that early game matchup up against CES and have that pressure up against the likes of the Xayah to not be able to scale here. But for the side of CES, with the Xayah being locked in, Kha'Zix's still open for them to pick up. It's a possibility to assassinate these backline champions for the side of NAOS.
Yep, Kha'Zix, really great pick. They can just use it to, assassinate some of the isolated members here of NAOS Esports. If Mitsura is going to be left out in the backside, he does have great position later on to just clean him up. Yeah, you're on point with your pickings right now. Lucian gets selected here by NAOS Esports, and we see even in the approval ratings, NAOS Esports receiving 86%.
Yeah, it's just because how NAOS has been playing thus far. Over the past few weeks, they're just a titan to deal with and a force to be reckoned with in Wild Rift League Asia in the APAC conference, and this is already in expectations when it comes to approval ratings. But for the side of the compositions here for both teams, we've mentioned it already, considering the fact that you had a lot of bruisers coming into the first 2 picks for the side of NAOS Esports. They want that backline access for them, more or less to protect these Zoes, these Lucians that are really, really strong. And we mentioned this already, right? All these champions thus far has been late game scaling. So Lucian is just the cherry on top for them to have a balanced composition for the side of NAOS. For the side of CES, I think they have pretty much a good draft overall. They have a lot of scalings, they have a lot of assassinations, they have Rakan as well. But the huge disadvantage here for the side of CES is they only have Ornn to engage those fights.
Taku can engage, I guess,
on
as
team fight,
Irenica, but
AoE.
not as tanky as other champions, right? So it would primarily just be the Ornn to provide the setups, provide the call of the Forest God, provide them proper engage. Let's see. This is game number 1 of this best of 3 series. Let's see who's going to be winning. Let us know in the comment section who do you think is going to be getting this first game, as well as continue to support the teams that are just giving their all in this tournament.
Yeah, 100%. And what I meant a while ago by those team fights is how Ornn will be their only AoE teamfight engage. Because, yes, you have their top laner, Azrenekton, that could go into the team fights, that could access possibility of Murmo and NAOS Esports' mid laner, which is Mitsura. But the thing is, it's always single targeted, right? So there's a big dependency onto Akino having successful calls to Forge God and successful knockups. But if this is cancelled, NAOS Esports is definitely having a bigger advantage when it comes to this engage. They have Vi as a point-and-click CC with a cease and desist. You have Aatrox, you have Gragas, you have so much utilities built into the NAOS draft.
Yeah, 4 champions having crowd control on NAOS and only 2 champions having crowd control on Cerberus Esports. Right now though, bottom lane, this might be a little bit difficult here for the Lucian of Mirmo. Tries to flash out and dash away, but it's not going to be enough. First blood by Cerberus Esports. Mardo as well, just running for the high heels. Will be able to escape using the flash. But man, a dominating start by Cerberus in the bottom lane.
And now, it's pretty much CES having the prio from here on forward into the bottom lane. Because the thing is, it's flash burned already for the bottom lane for NAOS. That's Murmo without flash. They used up the exhaust already. Margo doesn't have flash anymore. So CES, they could control the wave into their favor, just buy time for them to be able to scale, reach at level 5. It's pretty much over. CES will have the advantage into the bottom lane, so you need that dependency and you need that shadow coming in from NAOS's jungle into the bot mid lane to be able to really just help NAOS Esports be able to overcome the adversity into the Dragon lane.
It is just a great timing by Akeno's charge when Margot was actually going towards the upper side of this bottom side river. Mirror got caught and just went on from there. The body slam did not connect onto Genza as well. So that was just very unfortunate for NAOS. And now, like what you mentioned, this is already a prio for Cerberus Esports in the bottom lane. And NAOS Esports might actually need Fate to help them.
Yeah, but this is good enough. We're looking at Fate roam into the bottom side of the Rift. And I think that will be really important to be able to just babysit Murmo from here on forward. Because the thing is, you always know, and we all know how Lucian has been playing it out.
The blood pool will not save you, but Mitsuru as well able to flash away. And Y1 unsuccessful with a return kill.
Oh, that was really nice coming from Mitsuru. That is the reason why Zoe is a soft counter onto Vladimir. Because once CP Trouble Bubble, you can go Sanguine Pull all you want. But the thing is, when you come up, you're asleep. And I think that's the big advantage.
Now they will try to put Mirmo into sleep. Unable for Akeno. Great one for Margot. And that's a big counter this time around. Gento trying to pick up the slack though. Doesn't have the Blade Caller. Will need to be very careful. The Featherstorm got the Lucian. Fate is going to be here. One more auto attack will get Margot, but unable to. So now Esports win it 2-1.
Yeah, Fate has to use the cease and desist along with the smite to really just secure it because Margot was really low. When we look back at the replay, it was really nice. Murmo and Margot was able to take that kill onto Akeno, especially how Margot played that out with the body slam as well. Look at the perfect time that he did to really just cancel out the call of the Forge God. And Murmo just followed through really, really well. But the thing is, that is Saya who is fed with 2 kills already. Or well, 1 kill a while ago, having a lot of lane prio with the Featherstorm already. There's still no ultimate coming from Margot into that fight.
Now they go for round 2, rather round 3. Genza a little bit in trouble. Nightbringer will take him down as Mirmo just fancy on the fingers, getting the proper timing and just catching him off guard.
Yeah. And this is what we're saying, right? A while ago, when CES got that kill already, used up the summoner spells into their advantage because there's no more flashing to the bottom lane, it was Fate. There was a huge dependency onto the jungler for the side of NAOS Esports to be able to come back from that adversity into the Dragon lane. And Fate did that very, very well. Just shadow into the bottom lane for Murmo and Margot to be able to come back. And now, with that amount of kills going into the side for Murmo, into the bot side, they're back into that matchup. It is once again Lucian who will have that early game advantage up against the like of Genza with the Xayah.
And it's the exact opposite right now here for Cerberus Esports. Now they need to help out the Dragon lane, especially that the objective is going to be spawning up in the next few seconds. If they want to scale up, they need Dragon lane prio. This time they do secure the riverside vision with the Scuttle Crab being taken here by Y1. But they cannot deny that NAOS Esports is superior in team fighting, especially with mid lane being won already, bottom lane being won. Taku getting caught a little bit here, but does have the dominance. The rest of the team is already here to catch Mirmo off guard, and Margot is gonna be next. 2 kills picked up by Cerberus Esports in the Dragon Prio as well.
Yeah, another unfortunate overextension here for the side of NAOS Esports. It is CES who capitalized onto that overextension. Will be able to take down Mirmo from that fight. Mitsuru, if they secure this is good.
At least a 1 kill to answer back in the 2 that Cerberus Esports has gotten. Possibly a trade on objectives, but Mitsuru is gonna be in a lot. Akeno also able to block that Battle Star. This time, Calm is not calm right now. He is angry, chasing down BMM, unable to get the kill. And now Cerberus Esports, after picking up the Dragon, is trying to get another objective here onto the Rift Herald. Now Esports though, taking cover, still grouping up and will secure this RH. So at least a 1-for-1.
Yeah, it's one of the expectations already. It's CES who cannot go into that fight unattended here. And expectedly, NAOS Esports has that early advantage. And they really want that Rift Herald into their favor to be able to get that snowball early on. To get that landslide up and running already for the side of NAOS Esports. So getting that Shelly was already in expectations for them. Taku in danger.
Golden Battery gonna be used, calling as well. Taku will get knocked off with that cast. They should secure the kill, but a 1-for-1 though is just a big outplay on Cerberus Esports side.
But this is good. This is good. You have CES who is unattended here into the bottom lane as Calm having a 1v3. So it is now Esports who's still able to take the turn into the bottom lane uncontested.
Yeah, and Calm surviving in top lane against a 3 versus 1. That is huge. Now he will be able to at least allow NAOS Esports to get the upper hand in terms of structures. Yeah. The 1,000 gold lead is not really too bad here for NAOS.
Yeah, and the thing is, that's Aatrox, right? Aatrox is one of the heftiest champion in the Rift thus far here in League of Legends Wild Rift. And Calm having his hands on this specific champion as well is already expected. Having that survivability coming into top side and playing 1v3 tag your it up against CES. So overall NAOS played that well when it comes to their macro. Yes, it was a 1-for-1 trade into the bottom lane, but securing that turret was all they want, that objective, that map control.
And through that map control, they can maybe try to secure more vision into the bottom lane later on to set up for the Dragon. Everything is going in the favor right now of NAOS Esports. And Cerberus Esports, they really need to pick up the pace, because it will take some time before BMM scales up. It will take some time for Genzo to scale up as well, even if he has secured a couple of kills already in this game. NAOS Esports, they're fully aware of this. They also have so much burst potential provided by Mitsura. So even if Cerberus Esports scales up, there's still a high possibility of those champions to be denied of their power.
Yeah. And once again, we have to reiterate here, CES's dependency relies heavily onto Akeno. Having that good plays on the call to Forge God, the knockups as well will be heavily reliant onto the Ornn of CES. If those does not connect up against NAOS, NAOS will win.
They basically only have 3 crowd controls. Maybe 4 through the brittle auto attack here of Keno, but it's just him and the Renekton. Every single other member here of Cerberus Esports cannot provide that opportunity for the rest to follow up with the damage. Now, really engaging or poking them rather, and NAOS Esports just completely controlling this map.
Yeah, and the thing is, they're also going in for a bit of a coin flip dependency onto the bottom laner for CES, right? Because we all know the Fetters still has that possibility on going for the Root Fate.
Oh no, Fate might actually be in trouble here. Meteor Enchant did not connect onto him, but does use the Assault and Battery. Cass as well gonna be so isolate some of the members here of Cerberus Esports. BMM charging in. That's gonna be the damage. Battlestar did not connect onto anybody though. And now BMM flashes in to try and secure a kill. Akeno, Y1, very low in HP. Mitsura looking to get a Paddle Star in, but unable to. And Cerberus Esports got away.
Oh, CP Trouble Bubble connects. Has to force a retreat here. Y1 in danger, the flash!
Man, you can never be so sure that you are safe because Mitsura is hunting.
Yeah, just look at the wards as well. The placement was perfect. They have vision onto the wolves. And Mitsura played out amazingly. I mean, the utilization of flash, they had the smite as well for that extra slow. And it was overall really good for the side of NAOS. They have the 2k gold lead now with the objective available for them to take mid lane.
Oh, Akeno might actually be in trouble this time around. He's taking too much damage. If Mirmo wants to finish him off, and he will. Calm as well, just so gets so much damage with his Aatrox. Featherstorm has to be used by Genza just to be able to be safe. Now this is Dragon Control by NAOS Esports.
Yeah, and the thing is, Mitsura has another flash as well in the form of her passive, of his passive. And with the map control advantage, with the lane priority into the mid lane and bottom lane, they take the Ice Drake uncontested. Now that denies possibility of the soul for the side of Cerberus.
Oh man, NAOS Esports just becoming unstoppable at this point, Infinity. Cerberus Esports, they have been trying. They have been trying to pick up a couple of kills. They have been trying to get on those outplays, secure some vision on objective sites. But NAOS Esports keeps on denying them every single time. And now they're completely taking over. Taku tries to disengage with the slice and dice, but his Assault and Battery will catch him off guard. Calm as well, going with the knock up. Call to Forge God to catch him off guard, but unable to follow up here by Taku. Margo though will try to flash away. NAOS Esports unsuccessful, but also not punished.
Yeah. Nevertheless, it is an even level playing field still. No one died from that fight. Some of their spells were lost from both these teams, but in the end of the day, with the Baron coming out soon, Mitsura
still is not gonna be safe. The BMM just with a superior damage at this point. If you give a chance to the Vladimir, he will just shred you down.
Yeah, the ultimate coming from BML was just outright perfect there. Being able to have that delayed damage onto Mitsura. And with NAOS Esports using their mid laner, it's CES who has the advantage to take a turret for their own.
Yeah, suddenly the goal lead that NAOS Esports has worked so hard for is now being denied by Cerberus Esports, especially after securing a kill in the bottom lane, securing a tower, as well as in the bottom lane. And now with the Baron up, Cerberus Esports actually has a really good chance in rushing this down. They're rushing bottom lane as well, and Calm will not be able to defend this turret.
He has to retreat. We're talking about Genza, we're talking about BMM. We have the availability of Akino as well to tank turret damage. So it's not a debate that Calm can fight that 3v1 because there's just too much damage built into that rotations for Cerberus Esports into the bottom lane. But nevertheless, NAOS Esports is playing the macro game here up against CES. We'll take a turret of their own, so it's a 1-for-1 turret trade.
Yeah, all outer turrets now destroyed by NAOS Esports, and will provide them some opportunity to set up deep vision onto the jungle side of Cerberus Esports. And now it's just preparation for both of the objectives, the Ocean Dragon and the Baron here. Both teams can actually kill these objectives pretty fast. Cerberus Esports has found ways to cripple down NAOS Esports. But Genza, not really the best path, buddy. Still is gonna be safe, at least for now.
Yeah, at least for now, we'll be able to retreat as well back to safety here. And NAOS Esports, Mitsura already was able to secure the crown along with the Ludens. And right now, CES has no clue they're starting the Baron.
NAOS Esports, after chipping down the HP there of Genza, is now trying to turn onto the Baron now. Call of Support got knocked up onto two. Great follow-up as well by Akendo. Is now to switch onto the Baron. BMM also having a really great backline access, going in with Heights of Blood as well to try and disengage. And will get the outplay onto Fate. Unable to get the transfusion. Genza with a Feather Storm as well, just to be able to survive and outplay Delusion. And right now, Cerberus Esports is running wild against NAOS Esports, able to outplay them. Calm as well is unable to land in the damage and the knockups and sustain as well. The NAOS Esports might just lose Baron.
And Akeno, that was just undeniably impressive from that setup. The Call of the Forge God knocks up into every single one, possibly 4 members for the side of NAOS Esports, and that just opened up the gates of hell for the side of NAOS Esports. It was their doom already. CES followed that perfectly, and looking back at the replay here, Call of the Forge God, look at that. It was a 4-man knockup, and well, it was a 2-man knockup looking back, but nevertheless, he had just so much potential coming in for the side of CES to deny the Baron a fight. And once again, we have to emphasize that having to start up the objective first will give you the innate disadvantage of having your skills being poured out into this objective, and that is what NAOS Esports lost.
Man, at least they were able to prevent Cerberus Esports from taking the Dragon, especially after Mitsura and Fate stopped them as well. And now, they turned onto the next objective, the Ocean Dragon being started here by NAOS Esports. Calm as well has an interesting position. Y1 forced to go back. Margo actually going in with a cast as well. Featherstorm gonna be used here by Ken, trying back away, but they do take the kill onto the Dragon. Fate as well is gonna be in trouble. Kha'Zix, Y1 will get slashed there by Calm as he goes wild with the World Ender. Triple kill will not be denied of this Aatrox, and NAOS Esports will run wild.
And that's the thing, right? CES only has one dependency, that's Akino. Yes, the Call of the Forge God was there, but NAOS Esports was separated from each other. They were able to look for pickups one by one, and it was Murmo who was safe. It was Mitsura who was safe along from every single second of that fight, and NAOS Esports was able to prevail.
Man, NAOS Esports, after being challenged so hard here by Cerberus Esports, is able to find the best possible opportunity to take control fully of this game right now. After a great team fight, gets the Baron, now gets the second Dragon Staff for themselves, now is jam-packed and really buffed up to go on the split push once more.
The push, they have the Baron already, the resets coming in. And yes, there's not much advantage when it comes to the gold lead here, but remember, NAOS Esports already has 2 dragons in their favor. They had the Baron Nashor already into their favor as well, coming into 16 minutes into this matchup. You have Rabadon's stat cap already secured by the Zoe, so when it comes to the damage aspect, it is already secured. It's all about utilizing the Baron to take a lot more turrets coming into every single lane from here on forward and play the macro up against CES.
NAOS Esports now slowly pressuring down Cerberus Esports. We see the push in the bottom lane, we see the push in the mid lane, as well as top lane. And we have seen NAOS Esports winning the matchups earlier as well. This time with the Baron buff, it's going to be much easier for them. especially with the 2 Dragon stacks they have secured so far. Slowly but surely, they're pressing down the towers, taking them one by one. Mid lane has been taken already. Cerberus Esports desperately trying to defend, especially in the mid lane. They cannot let an inhibitor tower get taken, but Mitsura is
overextended.
Very low. Zon is going to be used to try and stay alive. Call of Forge God, though, will be called out and not be utilized. And this time, NAOS Esports is able to punish. The charge is going to be there, but the punch from Fate will take him down.
Yeah, that was a perfect hold coming from NAOS Esports as well. Just playing that patiently up against CES, and yes, it was a bit of an overextension coming in from Mitsura, but you still have the stasis enchant for himself to be able to delay onto that fight, and you also had Fate to just shadow and babysit the mid laner here for NAOS Esports, and overall that play was impeccable there for NAOS Esports to be able to hold still and take every single tier 1 and tier 2 turret away from CES.
Gold lead rising up as well on NAOS Esports side. Elder Dragon spawning up at possibly the best time. But great timing by Y1 as well, just securing a vision so that maybe, just maybe, it would be able to steal this Elder.
And the reason why NAOS Esports could do this, because Akano is unavailable coming into this fight. It's a 4v5.
BMM getting caught. NAOS Esports turning, committing Assault and Battery onto the back line, but immediately gets caught out as well. This is going to be a 4 versus 4 this time around. Akano getting a great knockup. Mitsura though, landing the damage here onto Cerberus Esports. Akano takes a paddle star. Kenza as well, unable to free hit at all because of the chase down here by Calm. Now NAOS Esports running at them, chasing them down. They want a kill. They want the ace. Will get denied. For now, they turn onto the Elder.
They will now turn into the Elder, and that is what we're saying, right? Akano's unavailability, CES would have the disadvantage overall coming into that fight, and NAOS Esports play that once again really well. Margo once again denies the call to Forge God away from Akano into the bottom lane fight, and that's just the lack of AoE CCs coming into that 5v4 team fight. And now Y1 and Akano is here though, possibility of contest.
Teleport coming in as well, just to be able to have the numbers advantage, and Akano will get taken down. Y1 all alone in his pursuit, in his mission to try and secure the steal against NAOS Esports, but he's being watched constantly, being stalked here by Calm. That's true, but might actually be an opportunity for Cerberus Esports. Elder Dragon is on 4,000. NAOS Esports stopping the take. Y1 committing on the Elder Dragon, will get taken down here by Calm. Can they actually secure the kill? Can they take the Elder? They will. NAOS Esports does get the objective and will just run down Cerberus Esports. A clean ace this time around. The only thing left is running down mid.
That is over. NAOS Esports taking the Elder Drake was their winning conditions. With them taking the Drake, with them taking the objective, CES is on a loss.
NAOS Esports definitely well-deserved when they find the hole, they find a chink in the armor of Cerberus Esports, and they take this win without hesitation.
And that is game 1 for the side of NAOS Esports. The reason why they are one of the best teams currently in APAC conference, they're holding that through from here on out. CES